It is the Buzz, Ace Michael Show on the internet, www. You're probably watching us right now on Facebook, and that's fine with me, but you can also see the show anytime. You can go to your Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, and I want to thank you for helping us become the #1 show on the internet. We're the #1 talk show on the internet, thanks to all of your support. And I do mean each and every one of you. If you ever want to be on the show, you can. Just contact us through email at beonthebuzz@yahoo.com, beonthebuzz@yahoo.com, or you can call, if you want to call the show and schedule an appointment, or have your manager or your agent do it, your PR person, they can call the show. Our phone number is 702-540-3498. I'm always talking about the music, because I am a musician. I was a signed music artist for several years. I opened, at one point in my career, I opened for Prince. I used to play regularly at the China Club in Los Angeles. And so some nights we would play and Rick James would show up, Eddie Murphy, Bonnie Raitt came down one night, sat in with the band. So I was opening for a lot of famous artists. So I'm always talking about the old school music versus the new school music. And the reason is because I just don't get the new school music. Maybe I've gotten that old to where it just doesn't, I don't know, man. I just don't get it. Some of these songs, they're like, so I don't get it. So today we are blessed to have on the show a young girl who's part of the new music generation. She's not an old man like me. She's a young, pretty girl, and she's on the show today. Welcome, for the first time, Susannah Lynn Haze is going to talk to us about music and what she's doing. Hi, dear. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So the first beef is, when I talk about old school music, like I'm all the time talking about old school music was good, it was this, the good lyrics and the good this, and people actually played the instruments and blah, 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 And I'm sure I'm not the first person that you've heard say that.
Oh, no, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so when you hear that, right, and you're a young girl, you're like umpteen or something, you're young.
I'm 18, but I've always really liked classic rock and oldies, and it's really a surprise because a lot of people my generation, they're more into the EDM and the rap, which is okay, but music has sort of lost its meaning. Over the years, I think maybe for more modern new songs, especially pop and things that are on the radio, maybe 2013 or so was a good year, but 2016 it's just, and then there's just more really great musicians dying. It's a shame. It really sucks.
And so, from your perspective, and I understand you're not the voice of your entire generation here, but if somebody told me, "Hey, man, everything from Kansas City kind of sucks," I would take offense to that.
Yeah.
Do you take offense when older people like me are like, "There's no good music nowadays"?
A little bit. My parents were born in the '60s, so a lot of the time. And me being a musician and a singer.
I could be your parents.
Me being a musician and singer, they're like, oh, I love when you do this song and that song. But if I hear a new song that I think is probably bad, probably because of the artist, I'll change it up and I'll make it better and I'll make some improvisations to it. I'll make it sound better. And I'm like, oh, you have to hear this. And they're like, what year is it from? Not get that shit away from me. Don't know. But I think it really depends because there's it's like nitpicking. It's like a needle in a haystack on what you have to find in the recent years. I really love the 70s and the 60s. That's me, and then I like the 80s and 90s too, and like early 2000s. But I'm just really curious what it's gonna be like, like 20 years from now, how they're gonna describe, like 2016, and I wonder how music is gonna progress in the future.
Sure. Now, what do you think as far as music today? Who are your favorite artists from today? And then give me like an example of your favorite artist from yesterday.
Well, I have a lot of favorite artists today, and I like a variety of music, so I would have to say maybe Florence and the Machine, some Lana Del Rey, Arctic Monkeys.
Oh,
a lot of like singers who actually come from England are starting to get really big too.
So there's a big retro movement and all of
like
those
alternative
music stuff.
indie rock kind of thing.
How lucky can one guy be? I kissed her and she kissed me. Like the fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? The room was complete.
Jerry's Tuck Shop in Las Vegas has local in-stock inventory with styles, selections from basic to designers. We offer same-day service and incredible affordable rates and group discounts. Hotel delivery and pickup is also available. To place your order, you can do phone, fax, or website. You can contact 702-248-4777 or on the internet www.jerrystuckshop.com.
But some of the indie rock just sounds like almost like they're just trying to they're inspired off classic rock. You know what I mean? So yeah, Arctic Monkeys, I've been obsessed with them. I've been listening to a lot of like new age jazz, but they're listed as R&B artists.
Oh, interesting.
I've been really into that recently. But I think there's really good rap these days. We're not talking about like, bitches and money and
Right.
drugs and all that, but like a little bit of meaning, and it gets really political too, which I think is really interesting.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that. Now, when you hear people rapping about bitches and money, right? They're not talking about you, obviously. But do you get offended? Like, come on, really? Bitches again? Money again?
Sometimes it's overwhelming too. And on top of just living in this generation and how the internet and media and society has shifted so much compared to 15 years ago, it's really, there's more females get more offended by certain things because of things that are said and outright, because they're not really specific. They're they mention it in almost a general kind of sense. So, but I bet if you sit down with some of these people, I don't know them. I don't know Lil Wayne. I haven't sat down with him and been like, hey.
And had a brainstorming session with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what's your style of music?
Um,
Your personal style. What is your style of music that we can look forward to from your albums?
Well, I've been working along acoustic. I just got electric ukulele, so a lot of my things have been acoustic. But I really like things with a really pretty melody. I also like things with really great beats. Like a lot of the newish EDM music though now, it sounds really repetitive. Like a lot of music sounds repetitive to me. So that's something I like to avoid. But one thing I like to do different as an artist is add a little more variety to such a broad music kind of center. So I would like to probably work on alternative acoustic. I haven't really thought it that far through. I just write and see where it goes. But I would like to try out almost every genre through my more you work through music, the more you discover and you learn from others, and then it can change your aspect on life. And whatever I write down, I pretty much just go with it. So
Now, when we met, you were doing jazz. Are you still experimenting with jazz music?
Oh yeah, I love jazz music.
Because you've got a great voice. I know that people, I don't get the impression that people get to hear you sing that much, because you're not playing out at doing club gigs and whatnot, right?
No, I'm not really right now. Right now I'm working on my demo. But his name is Alex Wogler, and he actually works at Hard Rock, and
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he plays. This man is a genius at the guitar,
Wow.
and so he actually used some. We used some of my Guitar Center credits and some of his, and we actually traded in my Washburn Electric for an electric ukulele. And my brothers are more like the logical, like brainiac, calculus kind of type. But I'm more the artsy, like born with like a voice, and I'm just trying to like do something with it.
Yeah.
But
And you do have a great voice too, by the way.
Thank you, I
Like, I don't
appreciate
think
it.
people even. Are you going to give us a little taste of your singing, do a little acapella? Because I'm telling you,
Oh,
people
sure, yeah.
have got to hear you sing.
sure, yeah,
Will you give us a little taste?
sure.
Okay. That's it. Wait, that's not enough. That's it.
Okay.
That's all you get. No,
I
that
mean, I
really
need
was.
more.
That's just a taste. Okay. Because that's what I asked for.
Okay.
See, I
I'll
should
be
have been
prepared
more
next time.
specific what I asked the universe for. Right?
Yeah.
I should have said, will you sing, please, 16 bars in a chorus? Please?
I honestly, like, I'm just starting to learn music because, I mean, I've been, like, singing since I was 4, and I've done, like, if I had to write a resume on just musical things I've done, it can go on, but no one really, like, teaches, favoritism is, like, a really big thing in the music industry right now, which kind of worries me, but, yeah, I mean, I've always tried to, like, kind of be their favorite, especially going to, like, LVA, which is, like, a known, like, talent magnet school. But, I mean, working by yourself and alone and getting to play with your music and listening to what you really like without, like, even just, like, solitude, it's really nice. And that's, for me, that's where I get, like, a lot of my ideas from. But,
Now,
I mean,
you mentioned about favoritism and stuff. Now, you have an unconventional look, not for a Las Vegas teenager. You totally look like a Las Vegas teenager.
no.
But for a pop star, your look is a little unconventional, if that's the direction that you ultimately want to go. Do you agree with me there? And if so, does that even concern you?
It doesn't really concern me that much because I'm going to try to carry out that message with being yourself. I mean, everyone can get nervous, and in certain situations it can be tense and it can be weird, but I mean, it's all trying to, like, surround yourself with different environments and just trying to go with the flow and get used to it. So I'm not sure if I'm heading towards pop, because, like, if you look at a lot of classic rock, a lot of them, they're listed as pop. And now,
Right.
like, some things that you listen to now, like alternative rock, you're like, wow, that really sounds like, I've been listening to, like, some Arctic Monkey albums,
Sure,
and they
sure.
sound like the Beatles, but no, they're actually indie rock. I'm like, oh, okay. And there's so many subgenres of EDM, I can't even get started. I'm like,
You know what's
I'm just
interesting?
learning that, and everyone my age knows every subgenre of EDM. But I mean, I like
Sure.
almost every kind of music, almost every kind.
You know what's interesting? I can remember the very first day I heard Nirvana, and that might sound like a million years ago to you. You were probably
90.
1, right? so
Maybe not even born yet.
yeah, exactly. You were probably like a goal for your parents at that point. But anyway, I can remember the very first time I heard "Smells Like Teen Spirit," and I said, "That band is gonna go somewhere. They're amazing." Like the first time I heard it, I knew it. One of the things I liked about the first time I heard it was how hard it was. At that time, that was a really hard
The grunge,
rockin'
like,
song.
rock,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was like you never heard guitars get played like that before.
Yeah, and Kurt Cobain,
Right.
he even said himself, like, no matter what, he didn't feel like he was that good an artist. He wasn't, like, that good enough. He thought And I mean, he dressed casually, and there's artists these days that just go around like they're casual and they're not scared of the cameras. I mean, I think it really depends like how you grow up and like the vibe you surround yourself, and just like pretty much your life in general, on how your life will be reflected after you're in front of lights and cameras, and then you start getting more popular. And I think it depends on the person really and how they process that.
What are some of your goals as an artist? It'd be interesting to hear at 18.
Yeah.
At 18 now, what are your goals in the next 5 years for yourself as an artist? Where do you see?
Well, I'm not sure if it's because some people have like they debate between fate and like chance. So I mean, if I don't know what kind of crazy opportunities will get thrown at me, because I wouldn't really predict where I am now. Like it's just like a crazy thing to think of. But right now I'm working on a demo, and my friend who I'm recording with actually knows someone in Sony, the executive like managers. I took a picture of his business card. But we're working on a demo to
the
set up.
record label. We're not talking about Sony's car wash.
No,
or
Sony, the
yeah,
record label.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I signed a record deal with Sony.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I signed a record deal a few years back. I sent them like a penny, and they're supposed to send me 16 CDs. And
Oh, wow.
I'm still waiting on my CDs. So.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I got a picture of his business card, and we're working on that demo, and after this, I'm actually going to get picked up by him, and we're going to record a little bit.
Nice.
And I'm going to have one of my friends who is also a fellow musician, and we're going to just jam to this one song we just posted up on Facebook a long time ago. And
Nice.
we're just going to jam and get down and play with effects. But what's cool is he said the only thing he put on my voice was a reverb. He didn't have to edit it or anything, and he showed me the pitch, and it made me so happy. And there's one point I cried because I sang a really emotional song.
Oh, wow.
And it reminded me of my grandma. And I was Snapchatting myself crying. It felt really bougie, but it was funny. It was a really fun experience. So I'm excited I get to go back there again.
Nice.
And work with music.
And if people want to become fans, they need to find you on the internet. You are Susannah
Lynn Haze, yes.
Lynn
I am
Haze.
about to make a Facebook page and a Twitter and all that stuff real soon. I have 2 Facebook pages right now. And one was for family, and then one was for friends, and now just kind of everywhere. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to make one strictly for music and everything. So I'm
Nice.
getting some of my pictures together as we speak, and I'm going to get that rolling really quick.
Okay. And so, people, that's it. Get a chance to follow her, check out what she's doing, get in touch with her. Susannah Lynn Haze, she's a great music artist. She's doing her thing. And at 18, she's already ahead of the game. Thank you guys for watching the show today. As I always say, live the life you love the life you live.